At 5 p.m. on a chilly winter evening, the White House made a startling announcement. All federal grants and loans were put on hold indefinitely. This unprecedented move could freeze trillions of dollars in funding, potentially impacting vital programs that millions of Americans depend on, from medical charities and disaster relief efforts to food assistance programs. The news sent shockwaves through Washington, D.C., and reverberated globally, raising important questions about the future of federal funding. The halt on federal funding isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about the services that millions of people rely on to survive. Key sectors like healthcare, disaster relief, and food assistance programs are now facing uncertainty. For many Americans, these programs are not just safety nets, they are lifelines. With the pause, hospitals may run out of life-saving supplies, food banks could deplete their stock, and disaster-stricken communities might go without the aid they so desperately need. But the funding freeze isn't just a financial decision. It's also a legal issue with deep roots in history. The Trump administration has invoked legal precedents from the era of President Thomas Jefferson and, more controversially, from President Nixon's time in office. Legal experts argue that the foundational laws allowing for these federal grants might be unconstitutional, suggesting that the executive branch is overstepping its powers and distributing vast sums of taxpayer money. As the legal battle unfolds, millions of Americans are left wondering, what will happen to the programs they depend on? The Trump administration is pushing for re-examination of these laws, arguing that they conflict with the separation of powers principle. The legal challenge could lead to long-term changes in the way federal funding is allocated, potentially altering the landscape of government assistance for years to come. While the legal teams argue their case, the immediate effects of this funding freeze are already being felt across the nation. Hospitals and healthcare providers are bracing for shortages of critical supplies. Local governments are scrambling to respond to natural disasters without federal assistance. And food assistance programs face the potential collapse of their operations, leaving vulnerable populations without vital resources. In response, local leaders are stepping up. Governors, mayors, and community leaders are working tirelessly to find solutions, even as they fight to restore the flow of federal funds. This is a national emergency, one governor stated. We cannot afford to pause disaster relief.